Wonderful. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Fort Lewis College in beautiful Durango, Colorado. I'm Dr. Michael Valdez, the co-director for Hawk Tank, the business plan competition, co-director with my colleague, Dr. Lorraine Taylor. As we start every important activity here at Fort Lewis College, I'd like to start our grand prize round of the college track of Hawk Tank with our Fort Lewis College land acknowledgement. So thank you so much. We acknowledge the land that Fort Lewis College is situated upon is the ancestral land and territory of the Ute people who were forcibly removed by the United States government. We also acknowledge that this land is connected to the communal and ceremonial spaces of the Apache, Pueblos of New Mexico, Hopi, and Dene nations. It is important to acknowledge this setting because the narratives of the lands in this region have long been told from dominant perspectives without full recognition of the original land stewards who continue to inhabit and connect with this land. Thank you for your attention and respect, acknowledging this important legacy. Thank you so much for your attention. So we have had a really busy day here on campus. We have had our 3 final rounds already. Really 4 final rounds. So we do have a Fort Lewis College track winner. We have a San Juan College track winner. We have a high school track winner. We have a recent alumni track winner. And this session is when we are going to award an additional $5,000. So the college track sort of grand prize winner will walk away with $10,000 to help them take their idea hopefully a next 1 or 2 steps. We have 3 wonderful judges with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. We have Ms. Allison Eichley, former La Plata County Treasurer, currently with Access Medical. We have Dr. Alan McCulloch, a urologist coming from Farmington, also part of Four Corners Innovation. Thank you, sir, so much for joining us. And we have Mr. Bo Maloney, founder, owner of J-Bows here in Durango. So thank you, judges, so much for taking the time and really supporting Hawk Tank and supporting our participants and, of course, our community. Thank you so much. So without further ado, our first presentation and sort of discussion with the judges will be from San Juan College. And so I'll let our Hawk Tank team take it away. Thank you so much.
Make sure you hold up the sounds whatever to that. We'll just do the times up. Okay, cool.
Does anyone want to switch the camera to the judges and she shares that?
Absolutely.
They can communicate. Okay.
Emily, are you able to hear us pretty good here?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me good?
We can hear you very well. All right, so we're gonna have the camera facing our judges for you, and you can share your screen. You'll be good to go whenever.
Give me 1 second there. There we go. Sorry about that.
The stage is yours.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Welcome and thank you for having me here today and giving me the opportunity to discuss my business model. I do apologize ahead of time, as this is a little bit of an emotional and touchy situation, and I might get a little bit emotional during my presentation. The topic of discussion is a hard one, and it is about suicide awareness. So let's just take a minute and discuss the multiple hats worn in vet med. It is an emotional roller coaster on a daily basis. A day through the eyes of a vet med, you have a new client that comes in that had just had a mother pass away, and she brings in her mother's dog, last remains left of her mother, and it's lateral recumbent. After you run some blood work, the patient presents into organ failure. The patient is then to be euthanized. You worry about, what's going to happen with the pet if they're going to go ahead and euthanize. You also worry about the client, what's going to happen to her after we do the euthanasia. Letting go of the last piece of her mother can be very devastating. So you're in the room, the client is screaming, is distraught in the exam room, while the other clients that are at your practice are there and can hear everything that's going on in that room. The patient in the next room that you have to go into is waiting for you with a new puppy to add to the family. The family is really excited and have many questions. You then have to finish the euthanasia room with tons of sad emotions, to then turn off that hat and then put on your next hat and go into the new puppy room, excited for the owner and happy to see a puppy. The next room is a long-term client with a patient that is now diagnosed with kidney failure. You then have to switch from your excitement and happy of the endorphins from the puppy and the compassion, and then understand and knowing that this is the start of a long-term treatment for that patient, and you have to have seen that you have seen for several years. And the next appointment you have to go into is a normal yearly for a patient that you have seen for 3 years on a normal and is happy to see them. To the end of the day, the patient that you have that you've been treating for the last 17 years since it was a puppy is now in the end stage of life. You have to sit with that client, and you have bonded with that client over the last 17 years, knowing that this is a difficult decision for the client, and it's difficult for the both of y'all. The client also has a dying sister that has cancer and is rushed to the university medical facility for treatment that has not been working her treatment. Knowing all that, your heart goes out to her, and you sit there with her for right at an hour in the room at the end of the day. Sorry that there was nothing else that you could do for the pet, and not wanting to leave her until it is okay to leave her. After this type of day, many of us self-medicate at some degree, from street drugs to alcoholism to depressed medications, and some people even commit suicide. In VetMed, we're given the tools to perform our job and not really to deal with the emotional roller coasters. The example I gave was a typical day at a veterinarian office. I myself have been in the career for 27 years. I've suffered from compassion fatigue, burnout, and wanting end of life, thinking that it would just be better, just imagining that after a stressful day of that, if I just drove off the bridge on my way home, it would all be over. I wouldn't have to deal with it again. As VetMed individuals, we're very introvert. It's very hard for us to open up and discuss things, and hard for other people to really understand where we are coming from on a day-to-day basis with what we have going on in our job. Taking everything emotionally, and we cram it into a box until that box explodes. A lot of us are short-staffed and suffering from the compassion fatigue, the burnout, or just rethinking our careers, which led me to my business model. There are alcohol and drug rehab facilities. Why not have a VetMed wellness retreat where you can check in and check out when you need to? Have on-hand psychiatrists, a place where there's team building to be taught, skills to be taught, a roundtable for discussion amongst like-minded other individuals in the VetMed career, a place where we can work on mental health, unwind, and rejuvenate. The national study from the Merck Foundation in 2019 showed that 1 in 6 veterinarians considered suicide at some point in their career. Of that, 1.6 males or higher to think about suicide in veterinarians, 2.4 females of veterinarians, 5 times more highly likely for male technicians, and 2.3 times higher likely for female technicians. Little key aspects of why would that be? We are short-staffed. There's plenty of disgruntled clients. There's longer wait times for the clients. There's never-ending clients, and there's never-ending emergencies that come through. Burnout, the compassion fatigue, always training new staff, and there's just too few of us. in vet med, we're really our worst enemy to self-care. We give 200% plus to our career, not really doing a real good home work-life balance and working on ourselves. A lot of times we get in our routine day to day in a day-to-day rut, not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. In 2019, with the COVID pandemic, a lot of people were staying at home, and this led to an influx of new patients, new clients. A lot of kids were staying home and needing pets as companions while they were homeschooled. With that said, with the new influx of patients coming into the clinic, as well as when clients are home on a day-to-day basis, they're paying more in tune and more adamant to bring their pet in off of something they've seen throughout the last 8 hours that they've been home versus if they were not home and the pet just kind of worked through, you know, some gastroenteritis or some upset like that. So when I started thinking about my own mental health, I started a whole new adventure since I was suffering this of my 27-year career. I started doing a hike, and I started incorporating other people into my hike as we go just on short mile hikes. They're not very intense hikes, but it's just the way to get out there, rejuvenate. I have someone who new joins each time we go on another hike in the summer, and we sometimes have discussions and sometimes we just get out there and enjoy being away from everything that we do on a day-to-day basis together. Then I started doing a deeper dive into this and thought, well, what is that going to look like? How's that going to take off? Is there really a calling for this? And I really believe that there's definitely a calling for this for our career. This is just a brochure right here of my business model as well as my logo. Within the facility, we'll have state-of-the-art psychiatrist, room and board, salt caves, spas, kayaking, zip lining, yoga, an exercise facility, the team building, roundtable discussions, and continuing education, because sometimes it is hard for us to get our continuing education credits that we need. This is just a little picture of some past hikes that I've done. And then far as goals from the last Zoom I just had, I looked a little bit deeper into this. The goals I was looking at is to start looking into funding and grants, start reaching out to different sponsors that I know of, Know One More Vet, the Merck and the Muriel Foundation, as well as Covetrus and Zoetis. Start big, start small is how I kind of want to start, and add as I go. Reach out into the community with different veterinarians, go to the veterinarian conferences, I already go to a lot of continuing education classes and really network out in those different classes that I go to. As far as the complete startup, if I wanted to completely start it out from ground zero, from getting the building with the acreage, putting the kayaks in there, the horse equipment, the zip lining, building a state-of-the-art spa with having the psychiatrist there and the staff support. I was looking at a rough estimate of 7.7 million for the first year if everything was included. Then I put in pricing for an all-included, which includes the room and board, the meals, and all of the activities. Do you know that some people might not have the ability to do it completely weekly? So then I did do like for a weekend, if you want to come for a weekend stay, kind of an a la carte price breakdown of kind of what that would look like if you just wanted to come for some horseback riding, if you wanted to come for a zip line course or kayaking. And then I did have like the continuing education and roundtable discussions available with any of those activities that we do. And then I put together just a tiny commercial skit. Welcome welcome to our veterinary wellness retreat, where there's a little bit of something for everyone to do here. Whether you stay for the entire weekend, stay for a week, just stay for a day. There's plenty to do, from zip lining to a spa to salt caves or horseback riding. So just come and enjoy the day, the weekend, or the entire week and just come ride. And I just put a thank you for No One More Vet, the Merck Foundation, my contact information, and I am a member of No One More Vet, Merck Moments, Merck Mentorship, where we mentor colleagues, QPR Suicide Prevention, accredited American Humane Society for Development, GCAS Foster and Transporter, and Advanced CPR Certified and Trainer. And at this time, I'll be taking any questions.
So from your presentation this morning, you won your track. And what feedback did you receive that you incorporated this afternoon? And what feedback did you receive that you thought was not quite on the mark? So I'm asking kind of your decision-making process with the criteria of adjusting and making changes to your business plan.
What I adjusted with the business plan is, granted, you would like it in a whole with the facility. They were talking a little bit more about maybe looking at a place to rent for a facility. So that got me to thinking a little bit more along the lines of, besides these hike groups, maybe start out small and rent like a facility for a weekend, and start saving up some money that way, and having round table discussions within the facility I rent, with having activities for team building in that, and kind of seeing where that goes a little bit, as well as really started thinking about networking out to see what sponsors that I could get within the vendors that I know in our community.
Emily, Alan McCulloch, I'm a urologist. And so from a different side of the medical field, we have the same issues of burnout and suicides high. Are you limiting your marketing to the veterinary world, or would it be open to more general? One question. The second question is, what is your anticipated revenue in year 1, 2, and 5?
I've not really sat down to think about on the anticipated revenue side for the prolonged golds. I have thought about on the human side for medicine. I do want to incorporate it for both. I'm not for sure at this moment how that would look on a week-to-week basis, because I know we need it on the human side as far as EMTs, doctors, and nurses as well. I just want my biggest part of my motto is, when you go there, I want to be able to give you the tools to succeed, and walk away feeling better about yourself. A lot of times when we go out in public, and if somebody knows, if you are a doctor or if you are a veterinarian, the first thing they don't ask how you're doing. They're asking, well, my dog has this problem, or my aunt has this problem. So I would like it generated down, not completely open to the main public, is kind of what I'm saying. So I know that might limit a little bit of things, but I do know that there are places where we go for continuing education, to conferences, and they bring a lot of aspect in from the same colleagues. So I do want it for humans. I do want it for veterinarians. The more I've been thinking about that, I just don't know if I would want to have it open at the same time for the complete general public.
Thank you.
I guess I think that I agree with what they have said about, like, probably not buying the building and renting and stuff like that. My question for you is, I guess, what is the one thing that you think you could do on a daily basis for compassion fatigue that you think you could market to these people, maybe on like a weekend retreat or something like that on a smaller scale? If you could do one thing, what would that one thing be? What do you think the most important thing as far as helping you alleviate what's going on with the stress that's associated with the job would be that you could use?
I really think talking about how you feel, explaining what happened in that day, how you felt in that day, to get that out on the table, and then seeing how you can use the tools.
UPS guy. Thank you.
I apologize for that. Sorry, those are my babies. Yes, so very sorry.
No problem.
But I think the most aspect for me is, talking about those emotions and how you can handle going between the different emotions. And really, when you leave work, do leave work at work. And how to really adjust into when you're at home, it's a home life balance at home. And focus more on at home and focus on your health and what you need and how you need to step away from situations, or just take a moment, and how you could have took a moment in the day if you needed to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the judges?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Emma.
you.
Yeah.
Thank all of y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Hope you have a good day.
Y'all too. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so now it's Odyssey Adventure.
Yeah.
If I can spell Odyssey correctly.
It's a hard
Can
one.
you get your scores?
Yeah, it's just,
I still can't spell it.
And yours?
what do you,
The
what do you want
spreadsheets.
this?
Okay. Odyssey Adventure.
And then
You do
whenever-
sailing?
No.
With a name like Odyssey, you don't have like the Greek islands?
Experience is just a river, not the ocean. We're based in Greece.
Good expand to Greece. It's beautiful there. I mean,
So
great,
that was love.
great photography, great photography.
Whenever y'all are ready.
Good.
Stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Jordan,
And I'm Tyler.
and we both work in the wedding industry right now. I've been a wedding elopement photographer for about 3 years.
And I work as an assistant wedding coordinator.
And we're also an engaged couple, so we're planning a wedding of our own right now. And so with all of our experience in the wedding industry, we have come up with a unique wedding day solution that we're gonna talk to you about today. And that is Odyssey Adventure Elopements. Yep. I think, what point it?
It's too much. Cool. All right. So yeah, on the agenda today, we're going to talk about some problems that we've identified in the traditional wedding setting, and then how our business solves those problems, as well as go into our team dynamic a little bit more, our business model, and then go into the marketing, sales, competition, our status and timeline, and our projections for sales, and then just wrap it up with a quick summary. And so one of the biggest problems that we've identified, and I witnessed this firsthand a lot as a wedding coordinator, is that after the ceremony, during the celebration, the bride and groom or the couple, they don't stay together. They don't interact very much. I see them almost 100% of the time. They're off talking with guests, they're talking with the wedding coordinator, with the vendors, with somebody, but they're not together. And we often hear that that's a regret at the end.
And another problem that I've seen when I'm on the phone with couples before their wedding day, talking about their wedding day, I'll often ask, what are you most excited about for your wedding day? And I've gotten back the response a couple of times just for it to be over so we can stop stressing about planning. And I just think that's kind of sad because you're supposed to be enjoying your engagement, looking forward to your wedding. It's supposed to be an exciting time. And I think that the stress of wedding planning just really takes away from that joy of engagement and of the wedding day itself. Another problem that we see is that the traditional big white wedding just doesn't feel true to some couples. If you're kind of a non-traditional couple looking for something a little bit different, there's just no solution right now that really works for those kind of couples without just going and getting courthouse eloped. And then another issue that we've seen is that couples will go way over their budget just on like little minute details and little traditions that they don't really even care about. They just feel pretty obligated to have certain traditions because it's a wedding, but it doesn't actually feel true to them. So they end up spending way too much money on stuff they don't remember or even care about really. So the solution to all these problems, that's where we come in with Odyssey Adventure Elopements. Our business is an alternative, adventurous approach to the wedding day. So when you book the two of us with Odyssey, you're going to be getting a full service experience for your elopement day. So you'll be getting custom planning based on the outdoor adventure that you choose. You'll also be getting a certified outdoor guide, and that's Tyler. You'll be getting professional photography coverage of the whole thing. That's where I come in. You'll also be getting the option for an officiated ceremony if you want to go that kind of more traditional route. With an ordained ceremony, you can have that option through us. We also provide all necessary gear, permitting, and the location already scouted for you, ready to go based on what you're looking for. And personalized flower arrangements through our partner florist, based on your favorite colors and kind of what you want for your flowers. Yeah, and so these are some examples of the packages that we currently offer. We currently have 4, and each one has 2 options in it. And so the first one is a climbing/canyoneering package. And so couples can choose whether they want to scale a rock face or do a really fun adventure in some slot canyons. The next one is hiking. So we can do like a longer hike to a really majestic location and just hang out for the day. Or if they wanted a more strenuous adrenaline-based hike, we can do that as well. And then the winter package is another one that involves, it's
Nordic skiing, touring, or snowshoeing to a really beautiful location, just spending the day outside. And then the last one is our water package, which could involve stand-up paddleboarding, inflatable kayaks, or rafting, they're choosing.
So when couples book with us, they get this one-of-a-kind outdoor experience together, and then they also get those more traditional elements of an elopement. So they can choose to include their vows to each other, signing their marriage license, even doing a first dance, having a ceremony. Anything they want to include, they can, just in these great, amazing outdoor locations, and they get those memories all wrapped up in one. So for our team, it's the two of us. We are the only full-time employees on board. So I'm Jordan, I'm functioning as a photographer. I will be doing all-day photo coverage of everybody's elopement, and then taking care of the photo gear acquisition and upkeep, as well as culling and editing all the photos afterwards, and then delivering that gallery to the couple. They can share it with friends and family, print it for their wall.
And then I'm in charge of everything adventure related. I'll be in charge of obtaining the permits. I'll be creating area guides so the couples know what they're looking at and what they're getting into ahead of time. I will be communicating with other organizations such as BLM, Forest Land, if we do need that. And then as the day of, I will be facilitating the entire activity. I will be right there with the couple. I'll be making sure that it's safe and that they're having fun. I am currently an AE major, and I have a ton of certifications in a lot of these areas. And it's a passion of mine. So I specialize in outdoor leadership and risk mitigation. And so my goal is for the couple to feel super safe, 100%, and as well as just to have the best time that they can.
And so the both of us in our business will be both working on our marketing as well as communicating with clients. When a client communicates with Odyssey, they'll be communicating with both of us because we're the team, we'll always be together. And we'll also be both doing the financial side of things. And then for outsourcing, we're going to outsource our web design and our branding to kind of a graphic designer, web designer. So when we're forming our website and everything, we'll be working with them on kind of a case-by-case basis. And we'll also be outsourcing to a legal professional, speaking with them to develop our contracts for couples, as well as get our business set up from a legal standpoint. So for our business model, we are direct business to consumer. Obviously, we're going to be working really closely with each one of our clients. They're going to be inquiring directly through us, booking through us, and we're going to be super involved in their lives up until their wedding day as we're planning it with them, making sure it's perfect. And we'll be the only two there on their wedding day. So we'll be building a really close relationship with them. And we're service-based with our planning, our guiding, photography, our combined experience in the industry. That's what we're going to be offering. We are going to be working domestically in the United States with a focus on the Four Corners states. We have the most experience guiding, being in the outdoors and photography-wise in these Four Corners states. So we'll focus there, not charge travel to those states. But then if a couple wants to elope in a different state, we'll make that happen as well. And to secure their date, the couple's going to be signing a contract with us and then also putting down a deposit. So in case anything happens like cancellation, we have that security in their deposit. Yeah.
And as mentioned previously, we currently are going to offer 4 packages, and each one is going to be priced by the amount of time. So our base price, the smallest one, is going to be 6-hour day, and then it's going to work its way up from there, and the price will scale as well. And we will be open to special quotes if the couple wanted to do multiple activities in a weekend or multiple days. We could totally make that happen, and that'll be a case-by-case basis as well. And it says full service package. Doran mentioned that earlier. The couple doesn't need to worry about anything. That's really the joy with us, is the couple books us and then they can relax. They don't have to worry about a single thing. They don't need to communicate with vendors, planners, nothing. They really just need to worry about the day of finding some clothes and some food to bring. And that's it.
So for our marketing channels, we're going to be looking to reach our customers mainly through social media. That's going to involve Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. We think that's where our target customers will be when they're trying to plan their wedding, and we can get in front of their eyes. And we'll be doing organic content on there, as well as some paid ads. We'll also be attending wedding expos to network in the industry and get our name out there, as well as optimizing our website for SEO, mainly through doing a lot of blogging, so we can start ranking for those keywords. And we'll also be doing some paid-per-click Google advertisements. We'll have an email list to send out some updates, maybe a weekly newsletter, just kind of build some awareness. And we'll be submitting our photos to wedding publications like Rocky Mountain Bride, Junebug Weddings, Wandering Weddings, to just kind of establish some credibility there. And to make the sale, the couple will go onto our website, fill out a contact form on there, which will come to us. And from there, we'll schedule a video chat with the both of us and the couple. before they ever book, so we can really get to know each other and kind of hear about what their dreams are for their elopement day so we can make it happen for them. And if they decide to book us, that'll happen through HoneyBook, our client relations management software. That's where we'll be doing all of our contracting, our invoicing, and also our client communication.
And then as far as clients go, we're really just looking at engaged couples and already married couples that are looking to renew their vows. It'll just be us and the couple, no one else in the family. That's the joy about an elopement. And we seek clients based on their values and not their demographic whatsoever. So we don't discriminate based on ethnicity, religion, sexuality, none of that. We really just value people that want to spend time with their significant other, want to spend time in the outdoors, want to have something unique and a really fun experience to have those awesome memories. And so for competition, we are really just going against two big industries, the wedding industry and the outdoor industry. And for the elopement photographers, Jordan can speak to that better than I because she has been one for over 3 years.
Yeah, so what the elopement photography market kind of looks like right now is people are taking their clients out on either a short hike or kind of a drive up to a pretty location, maybe a Jeep tour, but there's no one in the market doing these like grand guided adventures like we're going to be doing. Mostly it's a drive up or kind of a shorter experience. So that's where we come in offering that certified guide, adventurous sport experience.
And then we bridge the gap. So we're actually a first to market. There are other industries that do similar things, but nothing that does exactly what we're doing. So we're bridging the gap between the elopement photographers and the outdoor industries, which really makes us desirable and unique.
So for some projections for the next year, as well as some milestones we're looking to hit, the first quarter, we're going to be focused on our legal setup of our business, making it legit, also setting up our website, our branding, our social media to get our marketing going. We'll also be doing some styled shoots, which is replicating our elopement experience out in the field, but without the paid clients, just so we can get a bunch of content for our marketing before we launch. We'll be acquiring our gear. We'll also be establishing our partnerships with our local florist that's going to be doing our flower arrangements, as well as a local gear rental shop we can work with. And then throughout the year, we're going to be getting our first inquiries and then just giving them an unforgettable experience so that we can get that word of mouth flowing. Just giving them like the best experience they could ever ask for, letting them not worry about a thing, and then editing their photos, delivering it to them, getting some testimonials back, and then sharing those for our marketing. We're also going to be scouting new locations so we can always improve our options for our clients and submitting to publications. For our year one financial projections, we're looking to make 6 unit sales, so that's 6 couples booking us in whatever package. And our average package price would be $7,625. And that is just kind of off what we've seen in the industry, our different packages, kind of what we think couples would book the most. And we're the only wedding vendor couples are going to be hiring, and it's just a lot of legwork on our end, so that's why our margins are really high there. And that makes our net revenue come out to $45,750 for year one.
And so our status at the moment, we really have a big foot in the door. Jordan is super experienced in wedding or elopement photography already. And then I have a lot of experience in guiding and customer service. And so we've been doing it for a long time. So we're ready to just kind of jump right into it. We really just need to obtain that less bit of gear. We have quite an accumulation. We just need a little bit more. We need to be legally legitimate. And then we need to, reach out to those partners that we're looking to go to. With the capital, we're ready to go and we're excited to. So year one, we're going to be, like Jordan said, working with our clients, developing relationships, and really just getting into the swing of things, getting into the business. And for years 2 and 3, we're just going to be honing our craft, improving operations, taking feedback from clients, and improving marketing, ads, reaching out to more people. So that'll be the focus for them. And year 4 will be really big for us. We're going to do a rebrand. And so we're going to up marketing budget. We're going to obtain new gear. We're going to do a whole web redesign. And this will be the point where we might introduce more options. On the docket could be skydiving. We've talked about that. So that might be in the future.
Sailing in the Greek islands.
And sailing.
Gonna have to get a boat.
Yeah.
Get a boat.
So just to kind of sum up here, after we consider all of our initial startup costs that we're going to incur before we can get our first paying client, that's going to be $16,000. And we estimate that our annual earnings in year 5 to be $176,000. So we're looking to turn that $16K into a little under $200K the next 5 years and then keep going up from there.
And so my fiance and I are ready to make this happen. It's been a dream of ours for a really long time. We're going to do it. We have the drive, we have the passion, we have the amazing teamwork between us to make it happen. And we're really dedicated to our mission of delivering unforgettable wedding day experiences to every single one of our clients.
Thank you guys so much. We'd love to answer any questions for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Which package are you all taking?
Yeah, that's the question. What do you guys want to do?
Personally,
Yeah,
we're-
personally, what are you gonna do? What's
I'm
yours?
engineering climbing.
That's what you're gonna do, canyoneering climbing?
No, great.
So we're getting married next year, and because we're in the wedding industry, we got a really good deal at Black Diamond Lodge up in
Yeah.
Purgatory.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing a traditional wedding. I wanted to do an elopement.
Oh, man.
If this had existed,
Hey, it was
I was
Okay.
thinking Grand Gulch.
God,
it
Grand Gulch.
we love spending time down there.
Grand
Yeah.
Gulch would be cool.
Yeah.
been
we've
to
in
been to a
the
lot of
canyoneering
weddings at Black
phase so
Diamond.
far.
That's,
Yeah.
That'll be the honeymoon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Good.
there you go.
That was where my honeymoon was, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's fantastic.
Grand
that's
Gulch,
something to
yeah.
consider. That's fun.
Yeah, and then the wedding was on the Oregon coast and it was raining and windy and I had an umbrella. There were 5 of us though.
That's good luck, supposedly.
And I was Mary Poppins and got essentially blown off the cliff.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a memory though.
yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds.
Oh,
sounds
my-
memorable.
so when you're talking about this, it's
That's
like,
really
yes,
funny.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool. What you're proposing is really cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jordan, how many elopement photography settings are you doing currently?
So last year I had 5 elopements and then this upcoming summer, I have 15 booked. So
Wow.
it's gonna be a summer of elopements. And there's a lot of them that I'm really excited about because I'll be able to use those photos for when we launch our business. There's one that they're doing a hike up to Ice Lakes,
Oh, nice.
camping overnight. They're planning on like jumping in the lake with their wedding gear on. They're just like super adventurous
cool.
and fun. So planning on using some of those photos kind of to leverage marketing for our business when we started.
So you're,
What's the cost of that though, right?
yeah.
What is,
The
well,
cost
I mean,
of-
wedding photographers are very expensive, so
Yeah.
what's the cost like for you to do something like that
For
now
my-
before even this?
Yeah, for my elopement package, they're paying me $4,000
Okay,
for that one.
Okay,
And that's just photography. I didn't do any planning or anything. I'm
Yeah.
just showing up and taking the photos
yeah,
and then editing.
okay,
Yeah,
that's crazy, because your prices are too cheap then. You
Oh,
That's
gotta,
what I'm thinking. And if you've got 15, your projections might be on the low side, but you're conservative.
which is good though,
That's
which is good,
Which
because,
is good.
yeah,
yeah. I think we just wanted to make sure we weren't like overzealous so we can
Yeah.
Yeah.
consider all costs and whatever.
Yeah, we've seen
Really,
that.
we really want a
Okay,
nice
that's all right.
portfolio before we
That's good.
yeah,
go full price, yeah.
yeah, okay. So from an equipment perspective, like, what do you guys need then? You said you had a ton of gear already, but like, so you're gonna get 10 grand. Or whatever it is, like, what are you gonna use that money for? Like, what are your key components that you would use that for now that you think that you would need to just get going with this summer if you wanted to? You get all your legal stuff taken care of, and you could just buy like a couple things, you can go.
Totally, yeah.
So what is it?
A lot of the
Yeah.
money is going to be going towards setting up the business legally and
Yeah.
then permitting. Insurance is something we're gonna have to look into. I
Yeah,
know
for
that
sure.
That's gonna be really expensive.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
And yeah, we're gonna need a lawyer to craft us up
Yeah.
a contract and all that. So a lot of money will go towards that. But in terms of gear, we have a ton of climbing hardware. I'm a huge
Okay.
climber. So any of the stuff that's kind of dinged up that I look at and I go, yeah, I'll use it. We'll replace that.
Yeah.
So we want really nice, good
Yeah, for
stuff
sure, for
to
sure.
go into this. And then for the watercrafts, we'll
Water
definitely
sports.
need, that'll be a
Okay.
big expense because I personally don't own.
Yeah.
Like a whole raft or
Yeah,
a
for
bunch of inflatable kayaks.
Okay.
A lot of it will be rental based, so
Yeah, for
anything
sure.
that's
This is a
size
great idea.
different,
yeah,
that's what we'll source out. So like
Okay.
harnesses, we'll source those out. Climbing shoes, source it out.
okay,
But as terms of the universal gear, we're gonna buy all of it.
okay.
And for photo, we want to get a drone.
So say you need a drone.
Aerial
Totally.
shots are what I'm really gonna be looking for.
Yeah, because you get a drone, then you can
Yeah.
go in all these places that you want to
Exactly.
go, and you could just drone them going in. So when they hit the
Yeah.
package, they see like the whole trip, like, right there
Mhm.
laid out in front of you, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, drone and then like a really nice kind of camera protection system. 'Cause if
Okay.
I'm going down into a canyon.
Yeah.
My camera, it will get just ruined. So I need like
Yeah.
a nice bag. and protect
Pelican
it, but-
cases, yeah,
Yeah, just also
Nice.
just duplicates of all my cameras
Yeah.
in case it does get broken.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
for sure.
Grand
duplicates.
Canyon. Better
Yeah.
Off Forgotten Canyon, have you gone down there?
Which one?
Better Off Forgotten?
Oh,
No,
where is
that's
it?
this one.
Fry Canyon, well, it's past Lake Powell, but you go on the mesa, you know, there's a slot canyon.
Is it
which
the North
even
Wash area?
It's just past Lake Powell.
Okay.
And you can't find it. There's a grocery store. And I went in there and I said, why is it called Better Off Forgotten? And they said, because people will go down. And we did. And there's a flash flood and so many people have died.
Yeah.
And so what we did, this is part of the honeymoon, is we went down there, shimmied my butt in there, went down, and we did this in August. And then we had to swim in the little stream. One person got hypothermia.
Oh,
Then, so we had to, do that. Then we walked out and then our guide said, okay, we're going up that cliff.
Oh, the escape was just brutal.
Yeah.
That's
And-
scouting and planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, but there was a trail around the corner that we could have gone out.
We just did.
But we got up on the ropes and we went straight up
Yeah.
and,
Oh, you had to rope up there?
yeah,
Wow.
oh, yeah.
Oh,
See,
no.
that's why I value the Fort Lewis
Planning.
education. What I've learned in
Yeah.
AE, it's been invaluable.
So that's,
Yeah.
I mean, these are the types of, amazing experiences that they will remember. And with your experience in the drone and that, it's like, yeah, go for it.
So, thank you.
And also the nature thing too, having like the nature photography that was in the article you wrote, the paper you wrote, like you're gonna have pictures for sale and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
That's super cool, just because like people will be wanting to like,
Yeah.
family members that aren't there might want to buy a picture of that, stuff like
Yeah.
that.
You see the family gallery book that we
Yeah,
have?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's-
exactly. All that stuff. It's crazy because you don't have to put an investment into that. You take the pictures and it's
Right.
online and then
Yeah.
you just,
Like that.
somebody else does it for you and then you
Yeah.
get, you get a paycheck
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Thank you.
So your 6 hour time, does that include travel?
Yes.
This is,
It does.
so how far are you
Oh,
going?
Like, the travel is not.
No, the 6 hours will not gonna do the, it'll be a 6 hour
With the,
activity. Yeah,
Okay.
travel, no, it will, it won't involve
I
travel.
interpreted
It could be
I mean,
No.
getting up to Ice Lakes back, that's more than 6 hours,
totally,
especially if you're gonna jump in the lake.
so
Yeah.
if that's what they wanna do, they'll have to get a higher package.
Yeah,
But there's gonna be a ton. I have
Yeah.
a lot of experience in
Yeah.
so many of these areas. I grew up in Dolores. I was
Okay.
born here in Durango. I've been scouring the mountains and the canyons for a really long time.
yeah, cool. Love it.
so I think you have a very viable, exciting plan.
I do
Thank
too.
you.
Yeah,
Needs
That's
Good
great
work.
work, you guys.
good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Well
your
done.
partnership shows, yeah.
Oh, thanks. And better, it's been 8 years.
Yeah,
Sweet. Well, any other questions for us or?
Good.
we're good.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
So much.
I'm gonna give you a clap.
Will we see you all at the gala?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, you
I
will.
I won't be there.
No.
Okay.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, great to hear from you all. Thank you.
All right, yeah,
See you guys.
good job.
Yeah.
Thanks.